Welcome back to another course vlog. I played this round on my birthday, May 14th, and I actually hopped straight from Ambleside Pitch Putt in West Vancouver here to Redwoods Golf Course in Langley. There's big sky and big boy golf out here, and on the first hole I had to do a bit of bunker hopping before leaving myself about 12 feet for par. I couldn't quite make it, and will take a bogey here on the first hole. I played this round with my buddies Dan, Ryan, and Alex. And Ryan and Alex gave me some course knowledge here and told me to lay up to about 150. And they did not tell me to thin a 7-iron and leave myself short. But I hit a good chip here that cozies up to about 4 feet, and I make the up and down. I've really struggled with my approach play lately, and I need to start employing better course management than what I did here. I should have taken more club to make sure I didn't leave myself short and short-sided. But I did manage to hit a great chip and get up and down once more. My driver, however, has been very steady lately. And here on the par 5 with a narrow target, I hit one of my better drives of the day and leave myself right in the middle. But then a snap hook comes out with the 4-wood. I thought this ball might be gone, but I do find it, albeit in a pretty lousy lie. I leave it short of the green and putt from the fringe, and put too much pace on this uphiller, and leave myself about 8 feet coming back. And I don't make it, and that's a frustrating bogey on a par 5. There are quite a few doglegs on this course, and here I turn the ball over the wrong way, so even though I hit it well, I'll end up with about 170 in. And I call this one chunk good. It lands a bit short, and then kicks over the back of the green. Hit this chip a bit too gingerly and have more work than I want to for par, and I don't hit the best putt, and am forced to take another bogey. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more of these videos. I plan on getting to some great golf courses in British Columbia throughout the summer. On the 6th hole, I hit another lousy approach shot, and with this pitch my ball was in a really bad lie, and I made it my priority to not chunk it out of that lie and just get it on the green. So I do end up with about 40 feet for par, and all things considered, I'm okay with bogey here. Another beautiful big sky hole. I hit a pretty good shot with a 3 hybrid here, and I'm begging it to catch some green on the right there. It's technically in the fringe, so we're still looking for our first green in regulation today, but nonetheless a straightforward par. On the short uphill 8th hole, Alex tells me to hit 3-wood because there's a creek you can't see from the tee at about 240. I hit it well, and with this blind approach shot, I'm thinking that I might be all over the hole, and instead it's above the hole in a pretty tricky spot. I just breathed on this putt, and it rolls out a few feet below the hole. And my first green in regulation winds up with a 3-putt for bogey. The 9th hole has a 90-degree dogleg, and plays as stroke hole 1 on the card. Even after a good drive, I have 200 in. And this one hooked a bit more than the shot tracer indicated, and misses left of the green. The golf gods hand me one here, with a nice backstop from Alex's ball. But I can't seize the opportunity to make the par putt, and we'll close with another bogey. We're 6 over on the front 9, which isn't great. But if you look at the stats, the approach play really cost us throughout the 9. We start the back 9 with another good drive into another hole with a 90-degree dogleg, but this time with only about 100 in, I take aim with a wedge, and it lands below the hole before releasing through the back of the green. So here, putting from the fringe, it's all about pace, and I hit a pretty good one, and I'm happy to start the 9 with a par. I've been hitting driver well, so when I see a nice wide target on 11, I take the biggest controlled rip I can at the ball, and wind up with a pretty great result. With about 150 in, I take aim with a 7-iron, and it's right at the flagstick, and I get a bit unlucky that it rolls through the green and into a pretty tough lie. I more or less chunk that chip out of that lie, but at least I'll have a good look at par, and we make it.
Nice one, Piney.
Here's some more bad approach play. I took enough club here that I should be able to play for the middle of the green, but instead I land it short of this front pin. I putt with the hybrid from off the green, so should make a straightforward up and down here, but there's a brain fart, and that's a frustrating bogey. I'll take solace in the fact that I'm continuing to hit this club well. And it really is true that it seems that whenever one part of your game is going, another part just isn't. This is another really bad approach shot that I leave about 30 yards short. Then I chunk a chip, which is a rarity for me. And now I'm putting from off the green for par, and tidy it up pretty close, and make a bogey.
There he goes. Give him one first.
Alex tells me that if I can drive this ball over the 2 trees on the right, I'll have about 200 in on the par 5. But my shot catches some trees, and I will try to lay up with a 5-iron, but I chunk pull it almost OB. I'm lucky to have about 80 yards with the wedge, and get it reasonably close. And with only my second birdie putt of the day, I get aggressive. It doesn't quite drop, but we're okay with par. After a long discussion about club selection on the tee, I decide to hit my straightest club, but I do pull it a bit, and this is an awkward one with some tree trouble, and I end up chunking it into the bunker. My bunker shot releases, and I'll have about 20 feet for par, and I end up missing it a little bit low. And I will confess that this is a point of the round that I'm getting a bit frustrated, and you'll see that on the next hole. Here I'm trying to carve a driver around this dogleg, but it ends up in an awkward spot on this hill, where I just pull the wrong club. And I'm lucky that this one stayed in bounds, albeit in another bad lie, and I miss this into the bunker. And that's about as frustrated as you'll see me on the golf course. The bunker shot is left quite a bit short, and just when I'm getting frustrated, the golf gods decide to give me a nice one to keep me in it. It's always a funny feeling hitting a wood into a par 3. And here I hit a pull draw that went all the way into a greenside bunker on the first hole. And I really wish I had a better camera angle on this, because it was my best shot of the day, and left me putting for par after a lousy tee shot. But I blow it a bit past the hole and take bogey. I hit one more good drive on 18 on a really good line, so I'll get to go for this par 5 and 2. 220 uphill and into wind, I pull driver and hit it as hard as I can, and it chases up pretty close to the green. And this eagle chip almost drops, but not quite. And I'll have about 6 feet for birdie here. And it's frustrating to have to make par after 2 great shots there. I only hit 3 greens today, and as a result we don't put up the greatest of scores. But when we factor in the course rating, at least we played once again to a single-digit differential.